And here we got one of the first games of the first round of the Forge Alliance Forever first tournament. Maybe it's the first, one of the first. So here we got a pretty uneven teams with Raging and Miramir, Cybern and Aeon versus Arachnor and Chosen, Aeon and UEF. So these two players are quite a bit better. So let's see what happens. We see first confrontation. A few flares from Miramir moving in on Arachnor. There is a tank here in these woods or trees or whatever it is. And now it'll spot and go after these flares, which do die. On the other side we got Raging sending in his hunters, which have been spotted, and he will try to move them in the back here where a bunch of unprotected NGs are making mass extractors. We see a flare from Chosen as well as a tank from Arachnor giving chase. And here we see a small fight that the hunters win, and the tank moves in. Now the hunters with this radar are able to see where all the NGs are. They keep taking out NGs, so 4 kills for these two hunters. They'll move in on the tank, but without micro they will die. Looking at the map, around 7 minutes we see drops going in on the side, only on that side. Raging takes over the side, and for the most part in the middle is a bunch of T1 forces looking at each other. Here we see some abuse from Raging. He went with a ghetto gunship against Chosen's ACU, but it was shut down pretty quickly. We see Raging has T2 on the ACU. That's going to be a nice T2 creep from Cybern, pretty flat surface here. On the other side we see a T2 PD from UEF for keeping Arachnor safe from Miramir, whose Aeon has got both guns on his ACU. Interesting to see no one took over this right island, and it was a small move attempt by Raging to push his units in, but he decided against it, and now we see some reinforcements from Miramir. Raging is just going to keep on doing this T2 PD creep. Got much longer range than any of the other units, and nice placement right on top of this little hill. And now Raging moves in with the T1 units, T1 force, both Mantis and Aurora, so a pretty nice combination. And during this battle he's making T2 PD to provide more firepower for his forces. There are a few T2 units from Chosen, and his ACU is also pretty good. He's got 27 kills now. Now reinforcements from Arachnor are going to stop this push. A lot of mass here though that Raging will get to keep because he's got T2 PDs. On the other side, it looks like there was a pretty big battle, and now Miramir is pushing back. The fact that Arachnor had to move his units probably wasn't the best thing. Raging makes another push. And now his PDs are actually shooting the ACU. Well, looked for a while like they could reach the ACU, and they actually can. See a pretty big massive push. And now Chosen basically lost his entire army. Some T2 from UEF, from Arachnor, trying to help. But now Chosen actually has a shield in his ACU, shield plus 2 gun upgrades. It's a pretty nice weapon, and Raging might want to retreat a little bit. Nice to bring the shield with you, except when it dies. Still a huge superior force here from Raging versus Chosen. He's basically fighting with his alone unit, and now he needs to retreat. He's losing health pretty quick. On the other side we see actually some cruise missiles from Arachnor, which are hitting the targets. And we see T3, we see a bunch of Harbies from Miramir as well as some Arty. And Chosen continues to retreat. Nice use of shields still. And a nice thing to see a Harby in the air getting transported into the field of battle. And now we actually see this Harby take its go in directly into Arachnor's base. He's going to get a lot of kills. He's already got 13. See Arachnor making gunships. His Harvey's just on the loose. It's ridiculous. And now you see the gunships are moving in to kill off that Harvey. Now we see an attempt at Raging's life. See a push on the ground as well as all the gunships from Arachnor going after Raging. However, there is a lot of T1 air from Raging and Miramir. Some T2 flak is going to help for sure. Now Raging has to retreat. It's down to 7k, but most of the gunships are already dead. So a nice attempt by Arachnor, but not enough. And now a response from Raging against Arachnor. Again, T2 gunships, except this time Arachnor does not have a T1 Air Force to save him, and he will die. And we see on the other side a big push by T3 from Miramir. Really no hope for Arachnor's base. Chosen does have a nice ACU with 140 kills and will get more, but will eventually die. Just too much superior force here.